Thanks, Emily. Green Bay Austin Straubel International Airport up and running once again today after all outgoing flights yesterday were canceled. The airport sent out its first flight this morning about 5:30. It headed to Chicago. Last night, several employees were released to get some rest at home before coming back and then helping get those runways ready. Airport Director Marty Piet says that while the airport has reopened, he suggests that travelers check with their airlines first on the status of their particular flight.
For the most part today, everything's back on track. But again, I remind everybody to follow your airline, download their app, and stay in touch just to make sure you know what the status is.
And the airport is also advising passengers, yes, to pack your patience along with your luggage. Even though the weather in Green Bay has improved for air travel, the conditions of wherever they may be headed might not be as accommodating.
And when severe weather